Shalom. Shalom. I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Barakatah Rakakadash. Double honors to our apostles of Great Millstone, elders of GMS. Let's help lead in this way, this charge, through the spirit of Yahweh Shai. Salutations to Yaakov is also that's doing this truth until the end. That's remaining in the spirit through these evil ass times. Which pretty much a little bit this video is going to cover a little bit of those evil ass times. Well, let me speak on it now. These evil ass times, which one thing that we're noticing is the opposition is they know the truth, which you see the Apostle Taharis throwing up these videos, and he's mentioning how they know the truth. How Esau knows the truth. And the thing with Esau knowing the truth, he's going to also be putting out disinformation out there to mislead the flock, to mislead the sheep. Can't say the flock because this devil is not a shepherd. This devil is a goddamn devil. He's the devil that the Bible speaks of. So, so the shepherd is beginning with Yahweh Shai, then the apostles, then the men of the Lord that are out there on the highways and the byways, showing examples of our strong faith. All right, but like I said, this misinformation, they give you information and then they totally throw you off the trail, throw you off the track as if, like I said, bringing to mind that these devils know the truth, So anyway, this book, The Worldwide Evil and Misery, good book, man. It's a good book. It has a lot of information in it. I mean, a lot of information. I mean, endless amounts of information. It's just the only thing where they go off at is the chapters. Where's she at? Chapters 17, 18, and 19, where they're going off. Because Amalek is not no goddamn Jew. He's not an Israelite. Amalek, those are Edomites. The people there in the land of Israel, in the land of Israel, claiming to be the chosen people, but follow after a book that's have its roots in ancient Babylon. The unholy Talmud. So before I even begin, I'm just going to read the scripture. I know thy works and thy tribulations and poverty, but thou art rich. And those are referring to, he's talking to the true Israelites. Rich in his wisdom, rich in his knowledge. The actual physical riches don't come until he delivers us. And it says, and I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not. So if they're not, then what are they? They're Hebrew Edomites. Alright, so don't get all caught up. Hebrew. Being a Hebrew don't mean a goddamn thing. What makes a difference if you're a Hebrew Israelite, if you're coming through the line of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, So, which say they are Jews and are not, but are of the synagogue of Satan. There's only Satan that's going to give you information, but then give you false information at the same time. So, like I said, let me dive into this book again. And just to show you, it's a good read. And this book was copyrighted in 2011, when the truth has really been pushed. We were just starting to kick into gear in 2011. You know what I mean? Especially when the apostles went on YouTube in 07, the summer of 07. It woke up the elect. That was the beginning of waking up the masses of us. When those of us that were in a Gentile state of mind, we were living straight up wickedly, man. So, and the water to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai that, he's blessed us and he's forgiven us to even receive this. And that's a beautiful sign just to be able to receive this wisdom, man. And to push it. It's a beautiful thing, man. So going into the context, I'm just going to show you how, like I said, these are Johnny come latelys that it sounds like they're profiting off of the truth, action. Picking and choosing what they want to choose, uh, picking and choosing what they want to push out. And it's an example of it in this book, showing you that these devils know the truth, man. You know. So like I said, when we first started going to the highways and byways, man, you see the old videos, you see the camps that they were pushing it. They were pushing it 100, and when we first, and one thing I noticed by going to the streets, pushing the truth and coming out with things, it was offensive to these people, and they wanted everything in hell to shut you down and get us up off those streets, man, because it was something they never heard before, and that was the proof that the world was lacking truth. You know, it was lacking truth. Let me, I know the scripture. It's one thing I do. I got to give reference back to these scriptures. You know, if I can find the scripture here. Because that was the thing that was so shocking when we first started going to the streets, that the people, like, mouths open, mouths dropped, that they've never heard it before, White man going to slavery. The Hebrew Israelites are actual people of Negro and Indian descent. They wanted like hell to shut that down right then and there, man. So it says here, Hosea 4:1, hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel. For the Lord hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land. And he tells you why. Because there is no truth, no mercy, no knowledge of the Most High in the land. So now we're in that time, man, when the Lord is about to come deliver us up out of this toilet, out of this filthy toilet, man, because all these times the wickedness has been reigning supreme, man, and destroying us mentally, spiritually, and physically, destroying us, man, beating us down, man, So no truth in the world. So this devil know the truth, so they're gonna continue to try and push that their falsehoods. So here we go in the context of this book. It says, behind the scenes of the world stage, Novus Ordo Seclorum, the invisible global elite, the Illuminati, Freemasonry. These are all different chapters. The mass media, the planned world government. This is a bad read, what I'm telling you. The planned world government, one world financial system, complete control over all food supplies, reducing the world population, a dumbed down population, undermining the faith of Christianity, one humanist religion, religious practices of the elite, the great white brotherhood, one world leader, Israel or Judah, searching for the descendants of Judah, Zionist and anti-Zionism, the First World War, the October Revolution of 1917, Adolf Hitler, the foundation of the State of Israel, falsely reproaching Pius Gold, Dresden concentration camps, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, Third World countries, Vietnam, Operation Desert Storm, the Future World Army, Yugoslavia, the mysterious death of Slobodan Milosevic, the war against Afghanistan 9/11, the invasion of conquest of Iraq, crusades against Islam, the United States, Europe, weather control, Joseph Mengele, and monarch mind control, the movie industry, the music industry, the chip, road to hell. Salaki. Had a little interruption here. Okay, I'm back. Okay, chapter 5045 is page 364. It goes into the chip. And I'm going to read a little bit of that. Like I said, it shows you that these people are... Esau's watching, man. Esau's watching. Esau got his eyes on us. You know, what's the hell wrong with these other Jakes, man? I have no idea. And these are the authors. Robin D. Reuter is a most translated Dutch author in the Netherlands. Dr. Reuter published his books himself because Dutch publishers refused to publish his books. So rather than now, who knows if these are Jakes or not? They just look like Edomites, man. Both of them. They just look like Edomites. That's the other author, Fritz Springmeier. Fritz Springmeier. Sound like a so-called Jew's name, but it don't necessarily mean you're a Jew. You know, having that name. You know, but again, raising the point, they look like so-called Edomites, man. What's going on with Nate's simple ass, man? The Lord's just going to destroy Nate. That's just simple how I see it. The Lord's just going to humble the hell out of that damn devil and give him a spiritual ass whooping. That's exactly what's going to happen with Nate, man. And a lot of those other motherfuckers that are trying to say the chip is not, the mark of the beast isn't the chip, isn't the RFID chip. All right, so starting on page 364. In the not too distant future, people can store their money on a chip implanted under their skin. And this is, they quoted this from the guy named Joshua Cooper Ramo. Let me pull that up. Didn't even think of pulling this guy up. Here we go. This guy made the statement. In the not too distant future, people can store their money on a chip implanted under their skin. This is what this guy said. You know, who is this Joshua Cooper Ramo, a vice chairman and co-chief executive for Kissinger Associates. So he's an insider. The consulting firm of the former U.S. Secretary of State Henry Kissinger. He is also the author of several non-fiction books, including 2 New York Times bestsellers, The Age of the Unthinkable and The Seventh Sense. You might want to eventually scan through those books one of these days in a not so distant future. So back to this reading, page 364. Some years ago, former safety advisor to President Jimmy Carter, Zbigniew Brzezinski, said, "Not long from now, it will be possible to monitor each civilian all the time and have access to a file in which all personal details are available." Now, this is old news, man. They've been working on this for years. You know, Jake's working on his next studio and his next bullshit rap album. You know, mumble rap. You know, and looking for the best next wicked act to get rich. You know, especially by being a fucking faggot, goddamn faggot, man. Excuse my language, but if you don't like it, just like I said, go listen to some Hootie and the Blowfish. Anyway, all possible information about us is already stored in computer systems. Within a limited period of time, the leaders of the world will take it a step further and will be able to check all our activities. They want us back into slavery again, man. The scriptures tell you, man, he that leaveth into captivity shall go into captivity, man. This devil don't know he don't know no other ways, man, but to conquer and to destroy, to kill and to steal. He don't know no other way, man. You know, so this is going to happen. You know, there ain't no avoiding this, you know, especially the dumbass leaders of the so-called black people, Jesse Jackass and that old nigga Farrah clown. I mean, these motherfuckers, the Lord gonna destroy these people, man. You know, so it says, the current state of technology makes it possible to control the entire world from one power center. For this purpose, they have installed supercomputers worldwide. These computers are being used to store and check the personal information and activities of the entire world population. So, hey, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, and that's exactly what the wicked wants to do: control the whole world in a wicked way, in a wicked manner, man. A wicked manner, you know. You know, this is part of those wicked. This is those wicked devices that the scriptures think of, mention the scriptures speak of. Devil don't know no other way. Nowadays, 70% of all the money in the world is stored on computers. We have become completely dependent on the people who control those computers and financial flows. In an interview, Nicholas Rockefeller stated that the elite's ultimate goal is to create a microchip population. It's a coming. And like I said, the time like now, it's like voluntary. You know, it's like now. You know, especially for medical reasons, and you know, but the time is going to come where they're going to push it. It's going to be pushed hard. It's going to be pushed heavily through sports athletes and entertainers, man. You know, these popular entertainers, man. But the time is coming where it's going to be it's going to become mandatory. You know, get that in your head. It's going to happen, man. The devils don't know no other way. In an interview with Nicholas Rockefeller, stated that the elite's ultimate goal is to create a microchip population. The machinations of the Illuminati are beginning to show more clearly. The elite's ultimate goal is to create a microchip population. This is what I'm reading out of. Remember that. The elite's ultimate goal is to create a microchip population. The Illuminati, which means the illuminated ones, the ones that are in the know, pretty much they're saying the ones that are in the know, you know, knows what's going on. The Illuminati are able to advance their control over mankind because they are watching the entire world population. Thanks to everybody carrying these cell phones around. Everybody was so excited to get a cell phone, these cameras, these microphones on these things. Man, these people know everything, especially these chips on them, the memory chips. You know, they go to cloud, and you know, they made the job easy for Esau. The people were willing to give up all their information, you know, just so they can just gossip on the phone. Stupid. Electronic surveillance of the population have long since ceased being a theory. Ever since the 9/11 attacks, civilians have become more aware of such invasion surveillance. Full body scans at airports and cameras in the streets today have become normal occurrences. And just like that became normal, look at what's become normal now. You know, wearing face masks and breathing in all that carbon monoxide. You know, 6 feet social distancing. You know, the deleting of the truth off the internet. This is what's becoming normal, man. You know, what's becoming normal is these devils is working on ridding the world of truth, man. You know, he don't know other way because he's a damn devil, man. He's a devil. Where's my scripture I had? Let me find my scripture. Go back to my scripture. Hosea 4:1. Hear ye the word, ye children of Israel, before the Lord hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, no mercy, nor knowledge of the Most High in the land. By swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out, and blood toucheth blood. Therefore shall the land mourn, and every one that dwelleth therein shall languish, with the beasts of the field and with the fowls of heaven. Yea, the fishes of the sea also shall be taken away. Yet let no man strive nor reprove another, for thy people are as they that strive with the priest. You know, the priest is a damn devil, man, a deceiver himself. You know, therefore shalt thou fall in the day, and the prophet also shall fall with thee in the night, and I will destroy thy mother. My people, the point, My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. And you see the examples of them rejecting knowledge. We've been watching all the videos being thrown up. It knows all these videos, no matter what the lesson is. You're seeing those the examples of rejecting knowledge, man. You know, no one. These people don't want to wake up, man. These people are just looking to be entertained. You know, they're looking to be herded and entertained and given grass to eat. Fucking stupid. It says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. Seeing that thou hast forgotten the law of the Most High, I will also forget thy children. You know, it's beautiful scripture. Back to this, page 364. Okay. And like speaking about the things that's becoming normal, just like I said, look at what's going on now. Just this is the new normal, man. You know, locking the world down. And mainly since we're here in the Babylon, you know, we're watching it in full, man. It's beautiful, you know, how they're locking Babylon down, man. And locking Babylon down just so they can come after, make it easier to come after the Israelites, come after Jake, you know, and destroy Jake. So it says, we are now in a trial stage of the Illuminati. We're past trial. You know, their plan has been, this devil, like the scripture says, and let me see if I can get this real quick. We're past the trial stage. This devil is beginning to act. He's beginning to act now. It says, Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. That trial period is past, man. It's been past. You know, now it's time. They're acting on what they've been rehearsing. You know, where was I at? We are now in the trial stage of the lunar. They have supercomputers and satellites that monitor all human activity. But then again, this book was printed. It was copyrighted in 2011, so that's not too long ago. They have supercomputers and satellites that monitor all human activity. And between now and 2011, there's been a lot of trial runs. You know, it's devil, like I said, devil's rehearsing what he's planning on doing, man. Seeing how the people are going to react. Just like when these war games, on the theater of war, where you see the U.S. may send their planes through the Baltics, and the Russians will send out their war planes to intercept them. A lot of times they do that to test the timing of their reaction, and you know, it's just war moves, you know, and exactly what this devil's doing. He's making moves just to see how the dumbass people are going to react. And just like he thought, because this devil's a master of psychology, just like he thought, the people falling right in line, man. There's going to be resistance, but that's no problem when the Esau has the blessing of the sword, man. When he has the gun, those that resist, he's just going to mow them down, you know. So it says, they have supercomputers and satellites that monitor all human activity. The technology of satellites, cameras, is so far advanced that even from space they can distinguish such minute and specific details as the brand of a softball being played with at a park or the make of a car. This is old technology. This technology was already in use in 1956 with a very sophisticated camera. The famous high-altitude reconnaissance U.S. aircraft U-2 could look down from an altitude of 8 miles and read a photograph, the headlines of photograph the headlines of a newspaper. This is old technology. Now each and every individual is carrying around this technology on their phones, and you know, and the microphones on their phone, that they can just clearly hear everything you say, man. And tracking devices, these satellites, these cell phones, they have these cell phone towers that pings on. You get pinged every satellite and every tower you passed, you know, so they know where you're at, where you're going, you know. So it says global positioning system GPS use 24 satellites for orientation on and above the Earth. And that was the point, man. You're going into more of this. It's some good reading, you know. Maybe you know what? Let me continue on. The satellites are also used to monitor telephone traffic and computer communications because of the built-in computer chips in passports, credit cards, and identity cards. Anyone can be followed and monitored anywhere in the world. It won't be long before there is no place left to hide. See, that's why the Lord told you, don't get the chip. You know, it's telling you, you're going to be destroyed. That's what the scriptures tell you, you're going to be destroyed. You receive that chip, man. You know, and you're not just going to get a spiritual ass whooping from Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. You know, this devil got you. He's going to get you. You know, you're going to get a double trouble. Okay. It won't be long before there is no place to hide. For years we have been told that the chip only ensures our safety and that it's primarily meant to fight terrorism. You know, people are stupid. People are simple. Like scripture says, the simple believeth every word. You know, it's meant to fight terrorism, causing good civilians to let down their guard. But who decides who qualifies as a terrorist? You know, being, you know, calling yourself and being a Hebrew Israelite, and especially calling yourself a Hebrew Israelite, you're already considered a terrorist. And I'm not sure if that's under Project Megiddo or not. I can look it up, but I'm not sure. But it's under one of those acts. The Southern Poverty Law Center even declared us as terrorists, but they refer to us as black Hebrew Israelites. So that's Nate and the gang falls under that. Nate and the gang. You know, because they call themselves black Hebrew Israelites. We're not black. I don't even call myself black. I ain't referred to myself as black in years. You know, I'm a Hebrew Israelite. And along with all the brothers that are pushing this truth are Hebrew Israelites. So, but who decides who qualifies as a terrorist? These chips contain our detailed personal information, making us a global community that's completely under surveillance. This type of state control by far exceeds the vision of George Orwell. Soon, the first steps toward total control of civilians will be taken. It won't be long before we will witness the world void of cash. So that's slowly what's coming in. Right now, America is low on coins. You know, they're low on coins, man. So it looks like they're pushing their agenda faster and faster as we speak every day. You can look at the videos on YouTube. There's a lot of videos going up talking about how America is low on coins. You know, coins is becoming scarce, man. You know, with cash, the paper is no problem. That's nothing. You know, but it says causing the current money and banking system to lose its validity. As said before, the global meltdown is on the way. The global depression will lead to a one world currency. And that's that one world currency is that RFID chip. Cash money will be abolished soon to make way for our total dependence on the global computer system. You know what? Before I even continue on, I want to pull this up. Now that I mentioned it, show you. Here we go. It came right up. Come on. And I'm telling you, these last couple of weeks, man, these motherfuckers, I don't know if my surroundings, too many people on us in my on my internet, and it's just constantly crashing, constantly, man. I'm getting a little break right now, so I'm able to pull up and work on my internet a little. Just as supplies of toilet paper are finally getting back to normal, the coronavirus has triggered another shortage of something we typically take for granted: pocket change. Banks around the U.S. are running low on nickel, dimes, and quarters, and even pennies, and the Federal Reserve, which supply banks, have been forced to ration scarce supply. So, these devils they getting busy, man. They getting busy, man. They're getting rid of this cash. You know, they getting rid of it. Sooner the better. Okay, it says on page 365. Cash money will be abolished soon to make way for our total dependence on the global computer system. And the cash, speaking on the cash, the actual paper, they're saying that's spreading viruses. It spread viruses and diseases. So, hey, it's happening. It's happening. It's happening. You know. And on top of all that, the world, and mainly America, because America has the largest debt than the rest of the world. The whole world is under a massive debt, man. A massive debt that it can't pay back. And with the loss of these jobs, and people are becoming more, unemployment is on the rise. These devils is something else, man. You know, they're creating the system where they can actually bring in this RFID chip. We've seen this coming. We've seen this coming, man. Okay, it says cash money will be abolished soon to make way for our total dependence on the global computer system. You can only access that system by using a chip in a plastic car or in your body. That chip is the ID that will give you access to all your need, like food, transport, education, health care, etc. The time of individual self-determination has come to an end. Hey, black bitches gonna be, I'm independent. I'm independent. I'm a strong black woman. I'm independent. There will be no more crime. Yeah, okay. That was a foolish thing for even printing this book. There will be no more crime, because crime is going to be at an all-time high. It's never going to go back down, you know. And more people are become unemployed and jobless and homeless. Man, crime is going to become the normal itself. We're talking about these times, what we're witnessing is this is the new normal. Crime is going to become the new normal. Witnessing crime on a daily basis, that's going to become the new normal. The law is equal for everyone. Money will disappear. Rich and poor, scriptural and relative concepts, everyone is totally dependent on the digital financial system, and anomalous behavior will be recorded. Should the system consider an aspect of the behavior unacceptable, access denied. And it goes into that a little bit when you keep going and reading. Those that act up, how their chip is going to be cut off, and you know, it's just thinking of the mind of these devils, man. That's how they think, man. They don't think to do righteous and positive, man. But anyway, it's new. Just old news, man. It's just old news that this RFID chip is out here. You know, it's old news, and a lot of those wicked, and a lot of the 2/3, and I like to clap my hands to that when they get caught out there, because they choose to receive correction. They refuse to hearken to the word of the Lord, man. And the Lord, yeah, He makes it. The reason why that punishment is going to be so great, because the wisdom was out there. He made it so much in abundance that these goddamn demons, these 2/3, these fools don't have no excuse, man. They should have received it. You know, should have received it. You know, so the punishment is going to be worthy. You know, it's going to be worthy. You know, that fire. You know, it's going to be justified. You know, so anyway, you know, hope you're edified. Lord willing, you're edified. You know, especially for new people out there that's just waking up and trying to wake up and find direction. You know, the true path. You know, which is the truth of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. You know. So until next time, Lord willing, shalom.